Good morning, everyone. It's June 29th, 2023. Today I have found out that I find for sure is every time I do videos, more questions keep coming up, more than what people can answer. And I know that with what's been happening with Julie, it was something that we've been concerned about for a while, that more people than just one person at a time is going to go down with an opioid overdose. And again, this is one of the committees down here, Lower Town. It's something else we've also been talking about. What happens if we have a number of people go down at the same time? What do we do? And especially when we know that, and my experience here, even having an overdose in my own apartment building, where the two police officers, which I've stated in an earlier video, didn't have enough Naloxone, and they were frantically looking for more to save a life, and because it apparently takes more than one kit quite often to do this, and they were just lucky that a passing motorist had a kit in the car and to save this girl's life at the time. But this is what I am seeing, and the big question I find is, do we have enough kits around the city to be able to do this? If we have a number of people, like it was only 3 people, but even if 2 or 3 people in the same vicinity go down, do we have enough people to rush to them? Do we have enough Naloxone kits to save all these people? Because I know Julie said when the staff from 454, when she reached them, they grabbed every kit they had, which was probably about 4 or 5 each, and they just brought everything with them. So that set off quite a response. But this really asks the question, do we have enough kits? And if we don't have enough kits, where do we put these kits, the Naloxone kits? Well, I've come up with a list here, and one of the things that I can suggest would be put them in residents' homes so that we have other kits. And one of the reasons I'm saying this, and is because prior to the Neighborhood Watch program, growing up as a child, we had another program that was running, and that's one of the reasons why, as a child here, growing up in Ottawa, we felt so safe, as it was called the Block Parent program, where there was a big sign in the window. I remember them being red in the background with a white child in front with a clearly marked Block Parent on it. And of course, if you got a Block Parent sign at that time, you had to be checked, police check as well, just like we do with our volunteers today through the police department. And that made us feel safe. We knew that it was, if we got into trouble, it was a safe house that we could run up to. And of course then, again, most of the women were staying home, and it was the men that went out to work as a child. So it was a different era again. But I don't see where this cannot come back into place here, where if, let's say, in a resident's home, they're checked out, if a passing police car or someone in the neighborhood, because although we're at ground zero down here for most of the opioid problems in Ottawa right now, that doesn't mean that it's not all over Ottawa. We do have people overdosing too, off and on. But, this way it would be identified as, say, if they need more police officers out of Naloxone kits, say, they can see a sign and go to that door and ask for their Naloxone kit. And there's other places that we can put it, and that would be down in the Byward Market, since we are at ground zero, and that would be our shop owners. And that, again, if they could carry Naloxone kits with a sign in the window letting people know, that our first responders know for sure that we have a Naloxone kit, or extra ones there, that they can get it. The other place I was thinking of would be all the city facilities, and such as our recreational centers. That would be a good place. City Hall could have a couple of Naloxone kits, just to have them on hand. Again, signs knowing that this is a public place, and all their public places across the city, their workers could be trained with Naloxone kits as well. I think we should have them trained, as even possibly some of our federal employees, and maybe in some of our federal employee buildings where they are working, that we could put up that there's Naloxone kits as well. That's one way. Another way we could do it. And the other thing is we've got the O train and the buses for certain here, that we could put, and especially the buses would be great, because like first aid kits, and this is one of the things as a child, we always made sure we had a first aid kit in the glove compartment, so people in their personal vehicles could also be carrying the Naloxone kits with a sticker in their car window that they have a Naloxone kit available as well. And it's another place where we could put it is the city certainly has the facilities, definitely, where we have our defibrillators. That was a great idea when that was put out, because the defibrillators in our centers have definitely saved lives. So this would be another good place to put them as well. So I'm just trying to throw out a few places that we could really use some extra Naloxone kits in case we do need them in case of an emergency, because we're having, I'm so thankful that I'm living in Canada, and Canada is not at war with another country right now. But what I am seeing is that we are really at war with this drug opioid crisis. It's really a war, and I remember even, Dr. Phil said it in so many words that we were at war with the situation that we have. And it's not only Canada, not only the United States. The war on drugs is global right now. And we have to come up with some very innovative ways of dealing with them. But if they insist, and this is what the health department here is saying, that it's okay to keep handing out free paraphernalia, whatever, the needles, the pipes and everything to to the homeless here, for sure, this is going to continue, and it's going to escalate, because they're great clients here for the drug dealers, and unfortunately, the drug dealers are a major part of the problem. And why should the police have to deal with the opioid addictions and the overdoses when they should be dealing at the other end of the spectrum constantly as well? So, it's always like a tit for tat here of what we're doing. But as long as this is provided for them, rather than get addiction services in place where people can get the necessary help to get off the addictions, like I said, it's layered here, very layered. But if we're at war, we need ammunition. This isn't like a war where, okay, yeah, you're on one side of the hill and the enemy's on the other side of the hill, and you can see the enemy on the other side of the hill. And as soon as they pop their head over the hill, you're going to fire. Well, we need to have some kind of ammunition, not only to protect ourselves, but some kind of ammunition to at least try and save people, because all our health department's saying is saving lives is the most important thing. Well, if they keep feeding them all the stuff for them to do the drugs, then well, as my grandfather used to say, for every action you take, there's always a consequence. Well, this is one of the consequences that we're suffering right now from handing all this out to the homeless people for free and thinking we're saving lives, when the consequence is, if we don't have enough kits to save these lives and people available to even save these lives to use those kits, we're in serious trouble. So I just wanted to brief people in on this today, and I just wanted to thank again my viewers for listening. And this is just a quick shout out and my opinion again on what needs to be done. And hopefully we can come up with some positive solutions. I know the city's working on it, but unfortunately what I'm seeing with the city may be a year coming yet, and it's going to be a long year. So again, I appreciate my viewers, and you guys take care, and we'll talk again soon. And bye-bye. Take care.